Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Hello, Maya. Nice to have you today.
Hello, welcome back.
This webinar is brought to you by Telco Advisors. We are a consultancy firm, and our team is right now focusing on leading the digital transformation of the construction sector with regulatory expertise, education, and software solutions. With our flexible and self-paced Telco Academy platform, we make sure that all our students have the flexibility needed to balance work life with upskilling themselves. We are very happy to be here today. We are continuing the very successful masterclass of last week, and we are always open to questions, comments, and opinions. So please feel free to share your opinions in the comments. Our last webinar was about our academy and how it operates. Then we had the masterclass about AI construction, and we saw that many people were interested in this topic, and we had lots of interactions. So we thought that it would be really nice to continue the conversation today. So, quick introduction. My name is Sotiria Saridou. I'm Associate BIM Consultant for Telco Advisors. And today I'm presenting this webinar with my colleague Maya Nijo. Maya, would you like to
Hello, everyone. I'm also the Associate BIM Consultant in Tilka Advisors. And together with Sotiria, we are working on a lot of cool stuff. And today we're going to talk also about the AI. That is our topic, like the hot topic also in Tilka Advisors that we're working on.
So before we introduce our guest for today, let's quickly jump into the agenda. The discussion, as always, is split into three topics. We decided that since our new AI training in construction is coming out soon and the masterclass, we want to keep the conversation going. So first topic is going to be why construction professionals are not ready for AI in today's workforce. Then we're going to talk about the hot topic, the thing that everybody keeps asking about. What are the skills that the BIM professionals need for the new age of AI? And then last but not least, we're going to talk about how we can upskill ourselves and keep up with the new reality. So let's introduce our guest for today, Magdalena Pszkowski. Hello, Magda. Happy to have you with us again today.
Hello, Sotiria Maya. We continue our discussion about the skills, and especially now with AI and the BIM connection. And happy to be here. And greetings from the very hot Paris, about 40 degrees, so it's quite difficult, but I think we can manage.
Yeah. I hope you can survive with us today, even under the heat. So, Maya, would you like to get started with the first topic for today?
Yes, I think we can start it. And our first topic is why construction professionals aren't ready for AI. And I think there is a lot of conversation about BIM and AI that actually they seem like they belong together with each other. They both digital, they both work with the data, but where we can find actually the connection between BIM and AI. And I think that's the first question to maybe to you, Magda. You can start with your opinion on that.
Yes, I think we start. I just reading also the chat and saying to hello to audience, and we received some kind of the comment. It's hot in Paris, 38, not 40. Okay, so I was exaggerating. So regarding AI and BIM, I think we started that conversation already in the summit in Porto of the Building Smart International, and we have really focused on this how we can connect both worlds. So the BIM, but also the AI impact. So there is a couple of points that really bringing together both is about structured data, about implementation of the standards, about finding the way how we can make this work together. So about interoperability and connected system. And by the end, what we would expect to have with the Open BIM and AI is really to get a supply chain integration. And we started also this discussion a couple years ago with some stakeholders like GS1, like Building Smart together. And now, but I think we will mention this a little bit later, Digital Product Passport, who is really the connected. So all of these points that I just mentioned, it's really something that can bring the benefits to the business. Because having those together connected, we can really optimize the carbon emission on the project and during the whole life cycle. And we can mostly work also about the compliance. And compliance, I mean, for example, compliance versus regulation, compliance versus which product should be used, should be designed, and should be used in the construction. And of course, all of the topics that are very, hot always during the construction phase. So about planning and predict also the life cycle of the building itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. And I think in both cases, we talk about the data. And I think that what we need to understand is that BIM stores structure, geometry, properties, but AI needs also like this unstructured context too. So email specification, like generally the context. And I think the data within like in construction sector, they are existing, but they like trapped in a silos. So we need to make sure that we prepare the data properly to be machine readable, and to actually prepare those data to be clean, and be ready for AI.
Exactly.
That's right. And I think if we were able to summarize it into two words, the best way it would be to use for BIM, to use the word optimization of the data. And then when it comes to AI, automation of the data analysis. They both work with data, but they do completely different jobs. And I think this is a great thing that brings them together. I think our conversation is a really good point to put a part of our Spotify podcast. So, Camila, if you would like, please, to share this part, I think it matches perfectly to what we're talking about.
I mean, AI fundamentally requires clean, structured, standardized data to learn and make accurate predictions. But AEC data is notoriously siloed.
It's everywhere.
Right. The project managers will live in their spreadsheets, the architects are in their design software, the supply chain is running on a totally different ERP system, and literally none of these pipelines talk to each other.
And when data is trapped in inconsistent formats like that, it's completely useless for training machine learning models.
You just can't read it.
Right. Imagine trying to train an algorithm to forecast the material costs of a new hospital. If the data from your last 5 hospital projects categorizes structural steel 5 completely different ways, the AI cannot identify the pattern. It just sees noise.
And it's not just formatting either. It's the physical reality of the environment.
Thank you very much, Camila.
Yes, and I think exactly we touched the point, and it was really a good example about the hospital, which is the big project that normally we use the BIM, and explaining how we can benefit or not from the data.
Yes, exactly. And the heavy fragmentation that was mentioned in the podcast, so like project managers in one system, architects in another, it's like not the IT problem, but it's like consensual cultural problem that we need to also address. And I think it's one of the it's the answer for the next question that we prepared is why is construction one of the least digital industries, and what does it tell about the AI readiness? So I think one of the reasons is like the heavy fragmentation that was mentioned, but maybe do you have something else in mind that it can be also addressed in this topic?
I think traditionally we always consider the building projects as the unique project, and I think it's coming because we have architects, and always we want to have the beautiful projects depending on the location, etc. So we saw this from the project, from the uniqueness, and also it was somehow following the work.
To reconnect, I'm going to share. Okay, you're right. We lost you for a moment, but keep going.
We have very, very technical issue. Are we free of us online?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay. Maybe, so I will start again. So the question was why the construction is one of the least digitalized industry. And I think we talk about the fragmentation as it was in the podcast, but the second part is that always we consider every building project as a unique. And this uniqueness was maybe probably coming from the architecture point of view, that we want to have a beautiful project totally different each time's like a special buildings. However, if we see these buildings from the macro perspective, we see the building as a product, then we can find a way how to structure the data and how to use the data, because we will see this from the product perspective. So we will have the same components like roof, same components like a wall, characteristics. So I think there's something to do. But as you mentioned, Maya, it's the uniqueness and the heavy fragmentation of the stakeholders, especially when it's coming also how we can consider the data of the suppliers of the products. Today it's not really connected.
Yeah, and I think it's really hard to standardize data, and also like find the repetitiveness in these processes and actually apply this machine learning at the scale, because it's hard to find like this steady data stream in the construction workflows. So I think this is really a challenge for AI readiness with our sector. And I think like the data quality, we need to focus on the data quality first, and then maybe jump to the AI tools and just
I think if I can just challenge this, I think there is some kind of shift. It's ongoing because we are in the era also of the prefabrication. And this thinking about platformization, repetitive approach to the components, building components, it will something that will help AI to also to bring the benefits. But it's like a shift.
And I think that once we start to standardize something, a procedure, once it starts to get standardized, many people are thinking that, okay, if this one is standardized and it's not unpredictable like it used to be, then AI is going to come and get my job. So I think this brings us perfectly to the next question, which is, do you think that AI construction is about replacing the people, so taking the jobs, or replacing some of the tasks that we are obligated to do? What's the difference between these two?
I would say that it's not about replacing the people as we understand today workforce in the construction. So this I think this will take some time. Maybe I think AI will help to automate some tasks, but not replace, because we need always the stakeholders who take the decision, who understand what is ongoing really on the project. So there is no risk. I see more risk for the replacing people in the AI environment, because then you can automate, but not really in the construction. But you have some nice picture also, some
Yeah, I think this one is demystifying what the people are thinking. Like AI is really good and it's going to automate some of the tasks that we're doing, but it's more about the repetitive tasks and saving time so people can do the more, let's say, inspirational work, or to do the calculations, be at the job site, not to waste time doing the very bureaucracy and all those tasks. So it frees up time to take more important decisions while working.
Yeah, I think it's gonna, like, AI, it's gonna jump into those like repetitive, low context work, and I think those tasks we can automate them, and like within like replace 10 hours of working on like really repetitive task, we can then implement the AI there. But we still need human for like a judgment and really empathy, and especially while working with people, we need humans. I think it's hard to train AI to actually replace us. The only like this like just one more point from my side. I think in junior positions, I think it's really important right now to keep an eye on AI and train, upskill yourself, because I think those entry level positions, maybe they start to shrink, and I think to position ourselves high in the job market, it's really important to have the knowledge, or even like the idea how AI is affecting the sector and how it can affect those tasks that I'm gonna do. So
Yeah, and I think you touched the point, Maya, because this is something that we observe also, that if you don't have a like experience background, it's very easy to go to the trap that AI will do something for myself, and then you just start to limit your thinking, to the support of AI, and this is a good point also to understand, how AI is working, and we touched this point in the previous about LLM and the context protocol, and we'll be talking about this later on. But there is a trap also for the people who has no experience and somehow can believe that AI will do the job for themselves.
yes,
And I
and
think
actually, like, what I have in my mind, like, it's also AI fails like really quietly. So even if we get some outcome from AI, either way, like, they are well formatted, like those answers look really well, but then we need to be like the human factor needs to step in and actually verify the outcome that AI given us. So I think either way, even if AI is amazing, then we need to be really judgmental and like check ourselves and check AI, I guess.
okay,
Yeah,
and I
I
think
think
this will. Sorry, Mata? You were saying
yeah,
something?
there is some question, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to take it?
So let me see. Okay, so what are we supposed to stop doing to focus on AI? I think this one brings us perfectly to the second topic of today, which is we talked about the fact that we need to have new skills and we need to shift our perspective a little bit to keep up with all this change. But the true question is, so what are those skills that I need? The new skills needed. I would really like to also engage our audience in the comments to write which skill they think would be the most useful one in this everyday life, the new one. But from our side, we collected many skills and we decided on the top three, which we're going to analyze right now. The first one we're going to talk about is the data hygiene, which I personally think is the most important, since we know that for AI to properly work, it needs good standardization and good structure to be able to pull the information correctly. So data hygiene, what it means, having all the data tidy, where they should be, no double data, no none of these things. And we need to know how to correctly look for the data, but at the same time also being able to effectively retrieve the data. So if we can do it, then AI can also pull the data and create correct answers for us without hallucinating.
Yes, Satira, and as we said, we debate what are the three top skills, and it's not probably this is not what you see on the internet, but we think that in terms of the organization, there is something that we call it cross-system thinking. So if I'm working in the organization, I mean the company, and the company has different system like ERP system like Oracle or SAP, and then you have another system is for the product, for example, for like a PIM, or then you have also the different calculators that you use internally to provide some technical support to your customers or externally. How do you make them work together to benefit from AI? And so this is this cross-system thinking is I'm not thinking about myself and the tools that I'm using, but how my tool is interconnected with another tool, and how the data is structured. So this is data hygiene. So it's really connected, both of them.
Yes, and also it's like all about the understanding with system thinking. It's like all about understanding where data lives and how to pull out the proper data. And also with that, I think like the effective prompting and like programming logic can help. So I think like, okay, we're working on a daily basis right now with LLM models. But I think like what is important right now is to know how to frame a request so I can understand us. So it's all about structuring the clear task, clear context, and use the proper format. And also, I mentioned programming logic, and I'm not telling like, oh, everyone needs to become developers right now, learn Python, Java, SQL, other languages, other programming languages, but it's all about understanding how AI works right now. Like I saw the question why we are talking about skills if we are still not sure about what AI can do. But for me, it's like we don't know yet in which direction AI is going to go, but we can prepare our soft skills and also not, like learn how we can talk with AI right now and learn like how to use the AI in the form that is existing right now. And yeah, for me, it's like effective prompting and also like programming logic.
Yeah, but I think it's so somehow it make us in the not the comfortable situation, because we need to somehow align with AI requirement without knowing where we will go, and this is true. But from the other side, I think the one of the skill maybe which is like interconnected all of the skills that we need is the connection between I know my industry or my organization workflows and how we operate, and I need to combine this with the knowledge about technology, but in sense from the IT architecture. So this is something new, because very often we were educated and we have been working in the specific area of the competencies, but very little of a person have like a transversal competencies, and that's why we talk about skills, because it makes you in the position that you need to upskill yourself and understand a lot of things which are not really directly connect to your actual job.
Yes, and actually, like right now, I have a reflection about also the question that appeared on the screen. What we're supposed to stop doing to focus on AI? I think we need to stop focusing actually on AI tools, because I see the approach of on like different software vendors, also like on the LinkedIn post and a lot of conversations that actually people are focusing on particular tools, particular softwares, and like this limited usage. But I think what we need to focus on is like the general view about AI. What is it? Start with the basics about the foundation, understand the theory behind it, like what actually AI is. Because probably if you approach somebody and ask like, okay, what AI actually is. It's hard to structure it in a one sentence, but that's where we're supposed to start. So yeah, I think.
And I think now, since we talked about what needs to change, what are the skills that we need to get into this new reality, I think it's equally important to talk about how to get those skills. Because getting them is one thing, but how to get them is another. So, jumping into topic number 3, how do we upskill the workforce? I think I'm going to start this topic with a question to Maya. So, I'm going to give Magda a short break. So Maya, what does internal training program look like for AI in construction? Because as far as I'm concerned, there's not one out in the market yet.
Yeah, so maybe let me share my screen quickly, and I'm gonna jump into our Tilka Academy because as Tilka advisors, I don't know, Camila, can you show my screen? Okay, so as Tilka Academy, we actually find this gap in a training in the construction sector, and we find out that on the market currently we can't find like any training about the AI in construction, especially in BIM. That's what we specialized in, and what we're working on right now as a like multidisciplinary team, so 3 IT specialists and 3 civil engineers, we are trying to structure like a proper training from the basics, from the theory through the use cases. And this training is going to be available from 1st of July on. And for those who are watching right now, we have like also like the special bundle, which are our 2 courses. So it's a BIM introduction for those who wants to challenge their knowledge, but also maybe upskill their knowledge. And then like diving deeper into actually AI usage within the BIM. We are structuring this training with the industry experts, so I think it's worth to maybe check it and get to know better about the AI, how it's going to affect the construction sector.
I just maybe jump, Maya. Sorry, just to tell that yes. So the training are built with the expertise of the Tilco advisor, but also with the academia, and this is what is the main point that we bring together the view from both sides, from academia side and from the practitioner and from the learner. So it's this is I think the huge difference from others available trainings on the market. But as we said, construction is quite late in this area, so let's upskill ourselves.
Exactly.
Very great points. And I think that someone who sees the course in AI construction, they would think, okay, so I will get some new skills and I can keep and upgrade my current job, but does it open new job opportunities for me? Because there's someone maybe who wants to do a career change out of this. And I think it's really good to discuss about some possible future job positions and some existing ones. If someone in the comments is working right now in construction and they have AI fully integrated into their everyday workflow, we will be very happy to hear what you have to say in the comments, what you do on an everyday basis. The one that I personally find very, very interesting as a future and current job is AI and robotics operators. We know that right now many companies and many work sites, they have integrated cameras and drones inside the work site, in cranes, in helmets, and even around the work site where they capture all the data, and then they use AI technology to analyze and give information to the project managers, which I find it very, very strong, especially in very large work sites where it's very difficult to gain this information. And the key skills that someone needs for that is understanding of robotics, automation, and prompting when it comes to artificial intelligence, but also to know construction site operations. So I think it's a really good combination for the future.
Yes, for like if I can jump with the maybe next one. For me, as we also as Tilk advisors, we work closely with the new regulation of digital product passports. I think the new job that can appear on the market is going to be digital product data manager, and it's going to be like ensuring that the product data are compliance with the regulatory compliance. They are well structured. And that also they are prepared to be machine readable for an AI. AI. And I think like in manufacturing, people are not sure and they are not ready for the change. But I think this is really important also for them to keep an eye on that and actually focus on data, which is
Yeah, and just follow up on this. I think this is totally true, and we see this change already in the manufacturing world, because this construction product regulation is something which is ongoing, and the sector is really starting to rethink how to adapt to this change. But from the construction perspective, when we refer to BIM, we have the standards, which is the foundation, of the BIM, ISO 19650. And there is already a draft of the proposition to change also the vocabulary. Why it's important? Because we change the vocabulary from the BIM manager to the information manager. And it means it seems to be small changes, but very important, because we will consider with this whole data during the whole life cycle of the project, which means that we need to have overview of this data. But it also means that that the people who prepare the companies who propose the product to the projects needs also think in the same perspective. So it's a big shift from the construction point of view, from the BIM project management to the supplier of the data, and this is a big shift. So I see the new position, information manager, not BIM manager. Which means also understanding standards, understanding the data interoperability, understanding how I provide the data to IFC model, how I connect this with the data template of digital product passport. This will be something that will cover the new competencies of this job.
I see there is a comment from YouTube, if we can show it on screen. AI can create new roles in construction, such as AI construction project coordinator, who can use data and automation tools to improve planning and execution. I totally agree with that. Project management is a topic that I'm very interested in, and I really see the potential that in the future there's going to be, let's say, an augmented version of the current project manager that we know. So I totally agree with you. I think it's not very possible. I think in the next few years we're going to be able to see it in full employment. So moving on, a question again. I have this one is we were asked this question and we wanted to put it inside our webinar. It is how to upskill a team so it does not feel like extra work. It's a very expected question, especially when someone is working in construction. They're very busy. They don't have that much time to put into training and upskilling themselves, although we know that it's very important and needed in our sector to always be up to date and learn. We cannot stop at university or when we end our studies in masters and PhDs. I think the main key to do that is to pitch this new skill not as something that they have to master or something new that they have to learn, rather than showing the outcome of learning this new skill. So erasing the manual tasks that someone has to do, directing it specifically to the pain points instead of showing it as something extra that they have to learn. I'm not sure if you have the same opinion.
Yeah, I actually have the same opinion, and also like I feel the most important is like when we address professionals, like young professionals, but also the ones that want to upskill or reskill. We need to keep in mind that we have a limited time, so that's what we like. This is the need, I think, for for that on the market, and also with Tilka Academy, we answering this need. So together with our team, we created the platform that's self-paced, like fully online. So all of our courses, they are available for you every time, like even on your phone and in a mobile version, but also in a PC when you have a free time in your office, you can just get into our platform, our academy, and get to know better the stuff about the BIM and AI for now.
I think it was really a nice invitation to join Tilka Academy platform. I don't know if we can show. Yes, we can show also the QR code so you can scan. And personally, I believe that we need to upskilling ourselves all our life if you want to be, part of the change, especially now in the era of AI, because everything is going very quickly, and the time of the adaptation is quite long. So if you are not up to date with the skills, if you don't feel comfortable, that you cannot catch the train. And it's a really fascinating world, to be honest, because we have all of the elements together. So we have the standards, we have the understanding of what AI can do. So we have also the technology, and we have also the needs, which is like economic needs, because today we're trying also to solve biggest project, biggest problem with the climate change, with the resource management, etc. But we'll touch a point of this in our trainings of the advisors. So yeah, feel free to join us.
Yeah, and maybe what it's worth to mention right now, because I know we're talking about the Beam itself and connection with AI, but for those who still looking for like more deep Beam knowledge, like I can recommend to like jump also like into our Tilk Academy, because we also official building smart foundation provider. So for those who wants to get like international certification that is really valued within the construction sector, I can also like direct to our page and check what we offering.
I think it's a great combination of skills that someone can have for this new way of things, that how they work. We are exactly on time, so congratulations, ladies. I would like again to see. I see we don't have any new comments, so I think we can finish here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we will be very happy to have you in our next webinars. And also, I would like to drop the hint that soon we're preparing the new series of the Tilco Talk, where we're going to have experts from the industry joining us, more new ones. So please keep it up, and we will be very happy to have you with us in the next episodes.
Thank you.
Again, thank you very much. Ladies, thank you very much for being here. See you next time.
See you next time. Thank you
See
very
you
much.
next time. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.